Well, good morning and happy Lunar New Year! It's another episode of Get Up and Get Rad with Kipper, a daily YouTube video where we run down all the different things you can be excited about. It's a special day. They are celebrating New Year's in China, as well as many other Asian countries, including Vietnam, where it is known as Tet. I'm excited. You should be excited. It's February 1st, 2022, and there's even more to be excited about, so let's get into it. See ya later, Metal Ox, and welcome, Water Tiger. Yes, it is the year of the tiger. It is a new Lunar New Year. I don't know much about the Chinese astrological animals and or system, but I do know that it goes on a 12-year cycle, as well as incorporating different elements, and thereby we are now in the year of the Water Tiger. Oh, also interesting fact that I just happen to know is that the reason that the 12 animals are as they are, with the horse, the ox, the dog, the rabbit, tiger, dragon, and so on and so forth, is because the Buddha claimed that he was going to bestow blessings upon each of the different animals that visited him, and only those 12 types of animals were the ones that did. So there's a little bit of mythology to start your day off with. Okay, let's talk about national days being celebrated here in the States today. February 1st is also National Change Your Password Day. It's celebrating its 10th anniversary. This was all started by a writer from Gizmodo who said basically, we change out the batteries in our fire and smoke detectors twice a year. You should be changing your password at least once a year. If you are a person that's using any of the top 3 most popular passwords, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or if you want to get crazier, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, or the new entry into the top 3, picture 1. If any of these are your passwords, it'd be a very good idea to change them as quickly as possible, and perhaps a good idea to also start practicing this national day and freshening things up a bit for your own security. Okay, let's talk about famous anniversaries. This year in 1964, Hasbro introduced one of their most successful toy lines of all time, G.I. Joe. This was an action figure designed towards boys in order to capitalize on the market that Barbie was clinching for girls. The interesting thing here is that although a Barbie was a doll, the toy creators behind Hasbro and G.I. Joe were not allowed to call their figure a doll. It had to be an action figure so as to not create any connotations of it being girly or feminine. Interesting. Yeah? Alright. Next up, happy birthday to Rick James. May he rest in peace. Famous musical funk artist who was later sampled by MC Hammer to make the hit You Can't Touch This, and then immortalized forever in a very famous Dave Chappelle show sketch where, well, Eddie Murphy and Eddie Murphy's couch was insulted forever. All right, next up, mentioning music in a very famous movie debuted on this date in 1984, Footloose, with the soundtrack from Kenny Loggins and Denise Williams, starring Kevin Bacon, hit the theaters, an entire movie about the freedom of expression and dance in a town that had banned and outlawed dancing. Interesting fact there is that the song Let's Hear It For The Boy from Denise Williams, #1 in the charts shortly after the release of that film. Okay, and then finally taking it to the 80s. It's just a very popular day in the 80s. 1982, The Late Show with David Letterman premiered for the first time. Yeah, interesting, huh? It's just one of those things that's so iconic. You're like, oh yeah, there had to be a first episode at one point. And who was the guest on that first episode? None other than comedian Bill Murray, who did a rendition of Physical by Olivia Newton-John. Yeah! Wow! I'm sure that you could dig that episode up, something to help you pass a little bit of the time away, an interesting tidbit of knowledge to share with friends or family, and that's exactly why we make these videos. Thank you so much for getting your day started with me. Now get up, get rad, and get out there and get awesome!